we could watch Honey's, the part 2 of the Honey video. How Honey's an evil business. We watched the first one so long ago. He released part 2. Exposing Honey's evil business model. Lock in.
PayPal does not want you seeing this video. A few hours ago, PayPal's lawyer sent me a cease and desist letter and requested Patreon take down my video under a copyright infringement claim.
Yo, getting a cease and desist from PayPal and then continuing to fucking post it is like a baller move, but also terrifying. I've gotten one cease and desist ever, and it was because I used I can't say it. I used an image in a TikTok I made 4 years ago, and they gave me a cease and desist like 2 months ago, and they were asking me to pay them like $1,000. And I was like, yo, I didn't even make money on your video. That was like before the fucking creator fund. And they were like, well, we want money. And I was like, I'm not paying you. I'm not paying you. Yeah, they wanted me to pay them off of like estimated revenue. I was like, yo, I used an image of your TikTok. You're a millionaire, Joe? Yeah, and I'm not giving some scam. Bro, I'm not going to be hyper specific. The video's taken down now. It was a picture of food. It was a picture of food. And he wanted me to give him $1,000 for the picture of food. Up your ass.
Consider this a
No. You can copyright that. I always say, too, I know I do react videos, right? And a lot of people will be like, yo, you don't make content of your own. You've just fucking do react videos. Number one, somewhat valid. You know, I can't sit here and be like, my content's entirely creative. I'm not as creative as any of these other guys that are making content, right? I'm a riff guy. I understand that. But what I will say is, I'm not like these other, bro, motherfuckers will try to, when motherfuckers hate on me, they'll try to compare me to these reactors that literally just sit in the corner and go, and they turn a 20-minute video like they're reacting to a 20-minute video and their reaction post is 22 minutes. I cut down will have react videos that are 15 minutes in length be fucking 40 minutes long. I'm yapping. People complain that I talk too much in my reactions. That is a honest complaint I have been getting more and more, is that I talk too much. And I'm going to say, I don't give a fuck. I know if this becomes a YouTube video, there's going to be like, yo, 11 seconds in and he's 5 minutes yapping. I don't care. That's a good complaint to have. I'm talking too much. I'm transforming the content. Yeah, I'm Dante also has that complaint. That's good. Like, and the other thing I'll say is when people are like, yo, you're stealing content, I have always said, if a creator reaches out to me and says they don't want me to react to their shit, I'll take it down. They could copyright my shit, or if they fucking want me to give them some sort of extra credit, I'll do that as well. I've always said, like, if they tell me to stop reacting them, I'll stop reacting them. No problem. I'm not going to be mad at them. I get it, right? Brooke for the sub. It's happened like twice, ever.
Direct attack against my
fucking lighting's fucked up. All right, lock in.
Fundamental right. Seeing this video. A few hours ago, PayPal's lawyer sent me a cease and desist letter and requested Patreon take down my video under a copyright infringement claim. I consider this a direct attack against my fundamental rights as an independent journalist. PayPal has specifically taken issue with the fact that an anonymous source discovered Honey had left their source code exposed within their iOS app, which, if you know where to look, is publicly accessible. This anonymous source found the code and sent it to me. I reviewed the code for security research purposes, which is a protected act, and I only published relevant sections of the code that provide important context to the story, which I consider within the realm of public interest. Nevertheless, I have removed sections of the video containing said code, not because I believe PayPal are correct, but because I know they will have YouTube take this video down. It was only a small segment of the video, therefore I have made this decision quickly, under duress, and to proceed with this publication as quickly as possible. If PayPal...
Yo, YouTube and every social media for that matter are going heavy AI like content review, and it's ruining every platform. I'm going to have that take. TikTok is the worst culprit. They have no employees. They have no employees. Everything on TikTok is like AI reviewed. AI like flags videos and like goes through shit. They have like nobody working there. Literally nobody working there. It's impossible to find. Like they have no representatives. YouTube used to have a system where every big YouTuber had their own partner manager, And that partner manager would be, you know, obviously the partner manager of like 30 people, because you're not going to have one guy to one guy. You can't employ people just like that. But they barely have that now. And everything's AI. And it's always, I understand it being slightly AI, but like, dude, it's just like, yeah, it streamlines the process. It makes shit faster. It's not as efficient. It's not. Like, there has been endless times where I get a video age restricted or demonetized. I review it and it's instant denied. And it says a human reviewed your video and it's denied. And I'm like, yo, is there a motherfucker sitting at a security screen waiting for Joe Bartolozzi to hit review and then instant presses no? Like, I know damn well a human did not review that video and tell me that it's not okay to use, right? And I love YouTube. YouTube's not the worst of the bunch, right? They're better than many. They still do have people, and you can reach out to YouTube on multiple regards. I've talked to them before. I still think they're going down the wrong path, but I think they're still capable of working with. TikTok, on the other hand, is horrible. Everything's AI. And so in the same sense of that, it's like, dude, if PayPal like set a dispute, YouTube wouldn't even look into it. They would just go, okay, sure, and just take down this guy's video.
Thought this would stop me. They were sorely mistaken. Enjoy the video.
I don't trust Honey. I don't know what it is. I don't trust it. They push so much advertising. They push so much advertising. And then people are getting money out of it, and then people are saving money out of it, and that makes sense, but the other part doesn't make sense, and then something's going on here. Where's all this money coming from? I have a feeling there's gonna, in like a couple years, there's gonna be the great Honey conspiracy.
Well, now there's certain advertisers that spend more than others and ones that spend way more than others. And companies that spend a lot are like gambling agencies, like Cash App's really big in this space right now. And it makes sense because they're like a huge company that obviously rakes in revenue through, you know, people using their platform to spend money, right? Honey was so weird because they were spending at the same level as like DraftKings. But Honey marketed themselves as this company that like saved you money and was free to use. And so you're sitting there like, how the fuck are they investing millions of dollars into creators, potentially billions of dollars worldwide? Like they were paying Mr. Beast, the biggest YouTuber. How the fuck? What was Honey? Honey, I don't even know if it exists anymore. They probably do, but they're getting crazy lawsuits right now. Honey was like this scam ass fucking platform or like ad company that would be a browser extension on your computer and like input coupon codes automatically. So you didn't need to search for them. So whenever you bought something, you would just use Honey's code and then it would input something, save you 10%. And so on surface level, it made sense. But behind the scenes, part one, basically summarizing it, Honey would not give you the best code. They would give you worse codes that made it seem like you were saving money, but in reality, they were working with the businesses behind the scenes to give you codes to make it seem like things were on sale, when in reality, they weren't actually saving you money. They were actually making money on you. And they would also make money on commission through the code. So if creators were doing ads for Honey, and you used Honey as an extension, but then they shouted out another ad company that like they got like shared revenue on, like say like GamerSupps, where I'm like, use code BART, right? But then if you had Honey, Honey would input their own code and then fuck over the creator. So they were screwing people, they were screwing creators, and they were taking your personal information.
PayPal's
All while they said they didn't do that.
Honey Money
Next vid, pal. Yo, ban that kid.
saving browser extension is accused of scamming customers and YouTube creators.
The biggest YouTube scam has just been revealed.
The greatest scam in the history of the creator economy.
People have been getting influenced and scammed, and I've been a part of it.
It involves almost every high-profile creator that I can think of, including myself.
Honey paid a lot of influencers up front
while taking money out of their back pockets.
Whoa, that's a little shady, mind you.
Yeah, like you'd get your audience on Honey and say you got paid like 10K for an ad as a big ass creator. Like say you're fucking, like Asmongold. I don't know if he ever did an ad for Honey, but say you're like, who's a big creator that did it? Like, or like Linus Tech Tips. Like say you're like Linus Tech Tips and you do an ad for Honey and they pay you like $12,000. Up front, you're making money on them, but Honey behind your back is now taking your viewers that use your browser extension and making all of your revenue from your videos like through other ads, all that revenue goes directly to them. So like behind your back, they're taking your money and they're also making every ad you do appear worse to the ad company because every code usage gets rerouted to them. So that's how they track your performance, right? So if I do an ad for a company and I say use code blank, they check a few things. The views on the video, they're checking clicks, and they're checking code usage. And those three things determine if they want to do an ad for you again. The first two are still shown, but Honey removes the third one. And the third one is the one that matters the most. Code usage is turnover rate. And new customers is what marketing is for. Getting a new customer is vastly more expensive than keeping one. And so when they get a code usage, that shows that your ad worked. But Honey removes that and makes it seem like your ad sucked. So to you, they're paying you money, but they're also fucking stabbing you in the dick while they're fucking doing it. So they're like, here. And they're just ruining the rest of the ads that you do for eternity.
Up front,
while taking money out of their back pockets.
Whoa, that's a little shady, mind you.
No way. That.
Brother.
Heilige Scheiße.
I'm the biggest Honey fan in the world. Ludwig, no!
They've also...
Bro, they make you say that shit, though. Talk about how much you like the company. Talk about how you use it every day.
been lying.
Use a personal, say something personal.
To consumers.
They are clearly not giving the best coupon.
I use Honey all the time. Whenever I'm buying stuff, I use Honey. It inputs the code really easily.
Coupon codes and discounts to users.
If you have downloaded Honey, I do recommend removing it from your browser.
I do think that this investigation from Megalag will lead to a huge class action lawsuit against Honey.
So on behalf of creators everywhere, I have filed a class action lawsuit.
We're suing PayPal and Honey. Gamers Nexus is the lead plaintiff in a class action complaint filed against PayPal and its property, Honey.
Well, it's
I forgot from the first video that PayPal owns Honey.
safe to say PayPal's lawyers love my last video. But don't worry, PayPal, you know what they say. All press is good press, right?
Yo, PayPal's also a fucking old ass UI, bro. Using PayPal feels like I'm back in like 2008, man. Like, it's terrible.
Let's see. Since releasing part 1 of my investigation, Honey has...
But it's like the only thing that people use. PayPal's like used to buy shit everywhere, but it's the worst platform.
It's lost over 6 million users. Google has changed their policies for browser extensions, blocking Honey from claiming undeserved commissions. And most significantly, PayPal has been slammed with over 20 class action lawsuits accusing them of wiretapping, computer hacking, unfair competition, consumer fraud, tortious
computer hacking,
interference, and unjust enrichment. Yikes, maybe not them. And unfortunately for PayPal, I suspect more lawsuits will be filed following the release of this video. Why? Well, you see, besides lying to consumers and stealing from influencers, Honey was also causing serious harm to small businesses. So much so that I believe brands have likely suffered millions of dollars in damages. But that's not all. In this video, you're also going to learn how Honey was collecting and sharing your data, and how they, in my opinion, illegally targeted minors through influencers such as Mr. Beast. Strong accusations, I know, but I have the receipts. I've reviewed internal data, Honey's source code, their pitch deck to investors, disturbing emails.
What, they were doing like a Facebook Mark Zuckerberg thing where they were selling people's info? Dude, anything that's like, I feel like the best thing that I've ever heard marketing-wise is if a product is free, you're the product. And I feel like that is the most true. Like, if you're not paying for the use of something or an item or anything, you're the product. You're the guy that's making that company money.
Between Honey and small business.
Whether it's selling your information or like using data or, you know, mining Bitcoin on your computer.
I've reviewed interviews and much, much more.
What about ripping a free Muha? If somebody just gave you a free Muha Med, I think you are ripping straight vitamin E and you're probably going to die.
You're about to get insight.
No one gives out a free card.
Into one of the most scummy, predatory business models I have ever seen. You'll also find out why my investigation has triggered multiple class action lawsuits against other corporate giants such as Microsoft, Capital One, Klarna, Rakuten, and RetailMeNot. Per usual, the views, allegations, and conclusions expressed in this series are my opinions based on evidence I have.
We are your product? In a content perspective, No, I'm like a middleman for YouTube, right? Like the way YouTube works, I don't run ads on Twitch, so you're not really the product. Like you just watch me for free unless you get ads for pre-rolls. But yeah, I mean, I provide content. I provide the product. YouTube is a company that just, YouTube's like a strip mall. I set up a shop. I bring in customers. YouTube sells the product in my strip mall. I'm just the guy out front bringing you in, right? I have my own little mini store at YouTube Strip Mall. I don't sell any products. I just sell my content, right? I just gather attention, right? I'm a guy doing tricks on the side. And if you come watch me, then they hit you with a Doritos ad. And then I get a cut of that, right? Like, that's how it works.
Gathered, which will be shared throughout. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to part 2 of the Honey Trap. There were many moments throughout this investigation where I thought I'd reached the end of the rabbit hole. I thought I understood everything there was to know about Honey's dirty business model. They were claiming the credit for sales they hadn't earned, poaching the affiliate commissions from content creators, and they were intentionally withholding discounts from users for their own financial gain, rendering the entire value behind their core product a lie. Kinda hard to believe it could get much worse than that, but unfortunately it does. And I realized this after noticing a strange but reoccurring anomaly. You see, in most cases, when Honey popped up at checkout and I clicked apply coupons, a discrete tab would open in the top left corner of my browser. That's Honey injecting a simulated referral click, attempting to claim the credit for a sale. But here's where things got weird. Every once in a while, I'd come across a store where, after clicking apply coupons, Honey wouldn't load their affiliate link. So why not? At first, I thought it might be a bug, but quickly ruled that out after noticing the same anomaly on multiple websites. Even stranger, when this would happen, I was generally finding better deals. So what gives? Well, for the longest time, I was under the assumption that Honey would only pop up on websites that had agreed to partner with them, but I couldn't have been more wrong. And I realized this after stumbling across a post on Shopify's community forum, where a store owner complained that Honey was leaking their coupon codes without their permission. And as I read through the replies, I could see other stores had the same issue. Now, this was a pivotal moment in my investigation because it turned my entire understanding of Honey's business model upside down. Until now, I was so focused on the impact Honey had on consumers and influencers that I didn't even think to consider the potential impact to businesses. Though in my defense, Honey consistently referred to the 30,000 stores on its platform as participating stores. So one would assume that every store on Honey's platform joined willingly and with consent. Yet clearly, that wasn't the case. So I reached out to several business owners to learn more.
Honey takes the codes that people use on our website, the discount codes, and makes them public to everybody who's using Honey.
We started having problems with...
Oh my God. So if you were just like some random guy that had a 20% off coupon code, then Honey would just leak that to all your customers? I mean, like, that's something that's good for the consumer, but terrible for a small business. Like, horrible for a small... Like, if you're trying to make money and you're just giving, like, a nice code out.
Customers would get in touch via our support website saying, oh, hey, I just tried to use this discount, this 60% off coupon, and it doesn't work. And I'd be like,
60% off? I don't think there should ever be a coupon 60% off. What the fuck? I feel like 10, 25 tops. 60% off, brother. What?
Like,
how are they making money?
We can look into it. Like, dude, that is not your discount. Like, how did you get that? And they'd be like, oh, it just showed up through the Honey extension.
I hadn't heard about Honey before, and I was just hanging out on the couch with my girlfriend, and she made some comment about, oh, this app Honey that basically gives you all these coupon codes, and I think she asked if we were on it. I said no, and then she checked out our website and said, oh, you actually are on it, and it's giving this 15 or 20% discount code. And so that's when I found out about it, and I was pretty shocked because I didn't know how long it had been going on for. It cost us.
Yeah, it cost them. I feel like the only solution in this situation, if you're a small business owner, is get rid of coupons. You know what I mean? Like, you can't get rid of Honey, but you could get rid of codes. Like, just don't allow coupon codes. You know what I mean? Like, that would be I'm not saying, like, Honey's not in the wrong here. They are. But, like, that is a solution. It just sucks because then you can't there's no sales.
Thousands, and I haven't even looked into how far back it went, but I know we just ended the code right away.
Now,
oh, so they could get rid of it.
If you think that sounds bad, well, trust me, it gets a whole lot worse.
Or the other loop around would be like a limited coupon number. You know what I mean? Like, if they just had on their website a 20% off code that only a few people had, and then Honey leaked it to everybody and they were just spam using it, they lose thousands of dollars. The only other thing would be like a code that's usable like 100 times.
First,
and then it deletes.
It's important we understand the scale.
Would you have partnered with Honey in 2019? I didn't do social media then. I was never somebody that did a Honey ad because I wasn't on social media when Honey was like popping off. I mean, they probably did ads like early 2020 into COVID, but like I wasn't nearly big enough or even making money to get offers. But I mean, on surface level, yeah, I probably would have taken it.
Of this issue. As you just heard, the store owners clearly never consented to being on Honey, so they can't possibly be among the so-called 30,000 participating stores, right? So why?
Okay, let me give you a rundown. When I get offered to do an ad, my manager hits me up. He says, do you want to do this ad? I go, do they have shit about them? And he'll go, yeah, no, or, you know, this, but it's been, you know, cut. It's been, it's been fixed, you know, like drama 5 years ago, but it's fine. And then I decide. If there's like shit about the company, no. Like, I generally stray away from like straight up AI shit or anything crypto related. Like, there's a lot of companies that are crypto related that want to pay me like crazy funny money. And I'm like, nah, because I can't be like, yo, go invest in meme coins on this site. Like, I do DraftKings ads. Like, I've done sports betting ads, but like, I stay away from straight up casinos generally. Sports betting is kind of like the end that I'll go to usually.
Was Honey lying to consumers?
I would do like an alcohol ad though. I've said that. I would be like 21 or older. If like Corona wanted to pay me, I'd be like, fucking Jack Daniels.
About the true number of stores supported by its platform. And just how many stores did Honey add to its platform without consent? Was it hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands? Well, that's where things get interesting. You see, when I started combing...
Bad Dragon, I got sex toy offers, never did them. That one I was like... I didn't know, though, right? I did a Trojan ad. That was easy because it was just like prevent STDs, use condoms, Trojan, right? But this one company reached out to me. It wasn't Bad Dragon. And I was like, I don't know.
Through the business side of Honey's website, I noticed...
Why do they use you for those types of ads? Demographic. Like that company wanted to reach out to me because... a large percentage of my YouTube audience is in their early 20s, and people in their early 20s would buy sex toys. So, like, that's just same thing with like DraftKings. Like, a large percentage of my audience is like men between 18 and 30. So it's like, those are the people that are either going to be using DraftKings or already do use other sports betting websites.
That Honey claims to only be partnered with 10,000 brands. That's 20,000 less than what they advertised to consumers. So I figured, okay, I guess 10,000 stores intentionally partnered with Honey, and the remaining 20,000 never signed up. Now, that would already be incredibly concerning and deeply misleading. But as it turns out, the deception is far worse than that. You see, as I continue digging...
Isn't sports betting 18 plus in the US? 21. Prediction markets are like a loophole in that, though.
I stumbled across this file from Honey's extension called Supported Domains, which gets loaded onto your computer when you install Honey. And this file contains a list of over 180,000 online stores.
Wow.
That's a massive discrepancy from what's advertised anywhere on Honey's website. Now, of course, we could start making assumptions based on those numbers alone, but we don't have to. because it just so happens that Honey also keeps detailed information for each of the online stores in this list.
Oh my God. The reason they give you the code on non-participating stores is because if they let you use the code, they can track down what you bought and then sell that information to other advertisers to make money on you and your purchasing habits.
And it's
why every time, bro, you ever talk about something and then the next day you get an ad about it?
relatively easy to access.
You're sitting there like,
that data. For example,
some hyper niche thing.
On Chrome, if we click Manage Extensions, turn on Developer Mode, click on the Service Worker for Honey, and click on the Network tab, we can now monitor what Honey does behind the scenes a little closer. So if we say visit apple.com, we can see that Honey is now accessing information from their database related to Apple. Looking at this one in particular, we can see that 2.9 million Honey users visited Apple's website in the past 30 days. We can also see that none of those users saved any money from coupons because, well, Honey has no coupon codes for Apple's website. We can even see internal support and monetization notes that were left by Honey's
just tracking everything you do online.
Employees. Interesting. Most importantly, however, we can also see that Honey has an affiliate link for Apple's website, confirming that Apple does have an affiliate partnership with Honey. But if we look at the same data for, say, Abercrombie & Fitch, we can see that Honey doesn't have an affiliate link, yet Honey is still offering coupon codes for that store. And sure enough, if we click Apply Coupons on Abercrombie & Fitch, Honey doesn't load an affiliate link through that infamous sneaky tab. Aha! Things are starting to make more sense. So all I had to do now was collect this data for every store in Honey's database. The only problem is, collecting this data for one store is easy, but doing it for 180,000, that would literally take years. Unless, of course, you created a little program that automated the entire process, crawling through that massive list, scraping Honey's data.
Yo, bro, motherfuckers that understand computer coding are like too smart, man. Like, if you're able, bro, I remember I took coding in high school and it was like a fucking pain to even like figure out an Arduino kit to like make a light flicker at a certain rhythm. Like, for you to be able to like make a code to like comb 180,000 websites on like what it tracked for Honey, yo. Brady? Yeah, I mean, that's Brady, bro. Like, that shit's freaky. How do you know that?
Store by store, and
print word hello.
Neatly organizing the most relevant data points into a nice, easy to read spreadsheet. Well, that's exactly what we have here, but I can't take any credit for the spreadsheet because this was all the work of someone much better at this stuff than I am, and he goes by the name of Yelta. He's a developer.
Yo, imagine it was Brady. I know Yelta's probably better than Brady at this shit, but that'd be really funny if it just like flashed like Brady's face.
A nice, easy to read spreadsheet. Well, that's
just my editor, Brady.
Exactly what we have here, but I can't take any credit for the spreadsheet because this was all the work of someone much better at this stuff than I am, and he goes thank him enough because holy shit, there is a treasure trove of data in this spreadsheet. We now have all the details for every store, every coupon code, every developer note, all curated into one lovely spreadsheet. It's
oh my god,
glorious. PayPal will not like me having this data, but too bad. And Yelta will be releasing this data publicly on Twitter shortly following the release of this video. Link to his Twitter is below, so make sure you give him a follow if you want to catch that drop. Alright, so now that we have this spreadsheet, we can finally confirm that at the time this data was collected, Honey supported 35,000 stores with affiliate links and an additional 146,000 stores without affiliate links. So yes, there was some truth to their claim of supporting 30,000 participating stores. They just conveniently left out the eeny-weeny fact that they dragged an additional 146,000 stores onto their platform, presumably without consent. Now, consider—
the problem is, like, I feel like the average consumer wouldn't really care because it's like they're more worried about like whether or not they're saving money versus if the company that, you know, doesn't want to participate. Like, I mean, you would, but I'm saying, like, if you ask a regular person on the street and they're like, yo, they don't care, you would just be like, whatever. I get 20% off, who gives a fuck?
Look at this.
They could remove their code.
If you're Honey and your platform supports 180,000 stores,
Surely you'd be screaming that from the rooftops, right? 180,000 sounds a whole lot more impressive than 30,000. Honey knows that, so why hide the real number? Clearly, Honey decided that keeping this little secret to themselves outweighed the benefits of advertising it. Now, as a consumer, you might be thinking, so what if Honey leaks a few coupon codes? Even if a business never gave consent, surely that would just drive more sales for the business, right? Well, it's not that simple. Why? Well, you see, coupon codes are more than just discounts for consumers. They're also a vital marketing tool for businesses. Virtually all coupon codes have a strategic purpose behind them. For example, many online stores will offer a 10% discount as an incentive for signing up to their newsletter. The consumer gets a 10% discount, and the business gets your email address for marketing. It's a simple tit-for-tat exchange. But if Honey snatches up that coupon and makes it available to everyone, well, now the business is losing 10% while gaining nothing in return. The entire purpose behind that coupon code gets destroyed.
Oh my God, because the coupon code is free and accessible, but only through means of giving, like, your email or phone number to the company. But now you don't have to do that. And so the company just loses on the capability to market to you. So you're just getting raw fucking savings on the deal.
Stripping away any incentive for the business to continue offering it. But it's not just newsletter coupons. Stores will also offer discounts to reward and maintain loyalty, like offering exclusive VIP codes to repeat high-value customers. Many businesses will even offer specialty discounts to military veterans or first responders, just to show their appreciation. But also, some businesses have private discounts.
All right, bro. Well, I gotta say, that's gotta be really fucked up. You're trying to buy a product and it's like military or like veteran 5, veteran 15, and you get 15% off. Like, wouldn't you feel kind of bad about using that? Like, you're getting a military discount because Honey input the fucking veteran code.
Discount codes like 50 or 80%.
Friend of Paul? What do you mean, friend of Paul? Bro, actually, no, that's literally Honey ripping like a family and friends discount code to get like 30% off.
Off that are strictly intended for use by employees.
Friend of Paul.
Or friends and family. So when Honey comes along,
employee 80? Yo. I gotta say that sucks, but imagine being the motherfucker that got Honey from a Mr. Beast video and you go to buy a product on some niche website and Honey just inputs an 80% discount code. You're probably sitting there like, yo, you're in the moment, you're not upset. Like, in the moment, you're like, damn, that shit just saved me $140.
Intended for use by employees or friends and family. So when Honey comes along, finds all of these codes and hands them out like candy to its millions of users, not only does it cause
on average though, Honey saves you less money than like if you looked for a code.
A negative strategic impact, but it also causes significant financial harm. In fact, this has become such a significant problem for online stores that there are now multiple paid services to help e-commerce stores block extensions like Honey. Even well-known retailers are paying to prevent these issues. Now, you might be wondering, how on earth does Honey get access to private coupon codes like employee discounts if they're not available to the public? Well, I came across this marketing podcast where they discussed the issue.
What happens is if I have Honey, for example, and I'm one of your best customers at your e-commerce store, and you decide you're going to do a promotion for your VIP customers, maybe it's a flash sale, and you send me a special code. I go to your website, I legitimately have that code from you, I type it into the promo code field at checkout. Because I have Honey in my browser, it is able to scrape that code then and give it to everybody who uses it. We've seen codes like Military Hero 30, clearly intended for a veteran. And then in another case, even worse, in another case, my CEO found a men's apparel brand where they had a $75 off coupon code, but they didn't set a minimum order value. And so
what? So the store was giving you money back? What do you mean? $75 off. You could buy anything?
People were able to get unlimited merch.
Oh my God. Free over and over again. Holy fuck. Bro, that probably felt like the Chase Bank glitch. Holy shit. You go on American Eagle, you get $75 off. You just buy a pair of jeans. Redo it. Buy a pair of jeans. Redo it. Buy a pair of jeans. You just start you just start getting money in product.
Merchandise for free as long as they have their order value at $75 or under.
Okay, that's insane. But I have to admit, at first, I was a little skeptical of the claim that Honey was snatching codes from users without their consent. Because whenever I entered in a coupon code Honey didn't recognize, the extension would always ask for my permission before taking it. Or so I thought. But as it turns out, the moment you type in a coupon code, Honey immediately sends that code directly to their servers, and then they ask for your consent. How do I know? Well, you see, a developer, who would like to remain anonymous, noticed that Honey leaked their source code inside of their iOS app. Whoops. So this developer extracted the code and sent it to me. We can actually further verify this with a live example. Watch what Honey does in the background as I enter in this coupon. Honey realizes that it doesn't have this code yet and asks for my consent to share it. But look at this. Before I've clicked anything, Honey has already sent that coupon code to their server, including the details of—
So it's literally just a means of making you feel like you have control, when in reality hitting share or not share doesn't matter.
how much money that coupon saved me, all without my consent. Now, Honey might argue that if you click don't share, they never actually use those coupons. And maybe they don't. Maybe those codes just sit in their database doing nothing. We can't say for certain. However, if you read Honey's privacy policy, it explicitly states that they collect data such as coupons, promo codes, and deals you found. So while they ask for a user's consent, their privacy policy clearly allows them to take that data without it. So why does this matter? Well, it matters because when private codes get leaked, businesses don't just lose money, they're often left in the dark, unable to trace how those codes were exposed in the first place. I've personally found several coupon codes through Honey that were clearly intended for private use. This one coupon I found worked like a $35 gift voucher, meaning I could make unlimited free orders provided my cart value was $35.
Yo, I would have I'm being 100% honest, bro. If I was like 18 back when Honey was like, popping off, I would have fucking nonstop ordered shit, man. Like that would have literally been like Clash of Clans, free gems, glitch come true. Like I would have ran that shit up. Oh my God. If I was on a website, I don't even care what it was. I'd buy pounds of paper clips. Like if I was buying some shit from Staples and I got a $50 off gift card, I would just run that back 1,000,000 times.
Or under. When I alerted the business, they appeared to have no idea how the code had been leaked. Now, believe it or not, this nightmare for online stores only gets worse.
So we usually use discount codes as a way to track when influencers or partners are sending traffic to us so that we can identify the sale was—
That's what I was saying earlier.
Attributed to that influencer. And
that's what fucks over the influencers. That's why I'm always like, when I do just for GamerSupps in general, like when I go use code BART and you use code BART, GamerSupps tracks that. They get a tally, Somebody bought a drink or a cup or a shaker or whatever it is, a tub, using my code. And then you sometimes, depending on the company, might get a share of revenue, or they might pay you flat fee and then just see to track your usage and then re-up with another offer later on, because there's different types of ads. You do flat rate ads, you do view cap ads, and you do affiliate ads, right? Flat rate ad, most ads that you see on YouTube, company pays you a flat fee, you do the ad, you shake hands and leave. They might come back to you a month later and go, we had a lot of code usages, we want to work with you again. They might pay you more or less, depending, or equal. Then you have view cap ads, which is ads where they go, hey, we're going to pay you a minimum of, say, $1,000, but you can max out at 500K views, and if you hit 500K views, we'll pay you this amount of money. And I've done a few of those, but they kind of suck because it's really dependent on viewer performance. And then they have just affiliate ads, which is like what your friend that has a Gymshark code does that is at your high school. And he says, Gymshark partner, use code Blake for 30% off or 20% off. He doesn't get paid from them. He just gets raw affiliate code revenue. That is also the same format of like many long-term partners that streamers do. You just get shared revenue.
Pay them a commission. So I think we saw one code started to get used like way more, and we were like, wow, we're paying this influencer so much, they're doing so well, and I was like a little bit suspicious.
A lot of times discount codes are the only way for you to understand if a YouTuber that you love and would love to partner with is actually driving incremental value to your business. Those codes would immediately get picked up by Honey, and then they'd be used.
It would be picked up by Honey, and then that influencer, then this company's seeing that influencer as a bad marketing person, right? They're seeing their audience is not engaging, and then that company never comes back.
Hundreds of thousands of times. And you'd be like, all right, like not only does that negatively impact our business, it was for that audience, but we have no idea which podcaster we should continue to support.
Now, if you're someone who listens to podcasts, you probably know exactly what Chip is talking about here. When brands advertise on podcasts, affiliate links aren't always practical. Listeners could be running, driving, or doing the laundry without easy access to a computer. So, instead, brands will provide podcasters with a unique coupon code. And each time the listener uses that coupon code at checkout, the podcaster earns a commission. Just like an affiliate.
Oh my God, yo, I was watching Family Guy on the hotel fucking TV on cable when I was in New York. And there was I forgot how often ads show on cable TV. Every 5 minutes there was ads. And it was for this off-brand, it wasn't Dollar Shave Club. It was like an off-brand Dollar Shave Club. It spammed that ad 1,000,000 times, and it spammed the same Nugenix ad every time. And it was this old fuck that used to be in the MLB that was like, yeah, like my dick doesn't get hard anymore. And then I use Nugenix, and like now I'm a big man again. I'm like, yo, what the fuck am I watching? And it was that ad over and over again. Bro, listen, this is relevant to the Honey story. Trust me, I'm going to loop it all back. He didn't actually say that. It was like this guy lifting, and it's like, yo, Robert, you look big. And he's like, thanks, man. I've been using Nugenix. Total T. Total T. You know, men over 40, their fucking testosterone goes lower, so they need to use this, and it makes them stronger and shit. And then it flashes to this big burly man that's like really fucking hot. And he goes, and she'll like it too. And it's basically saying like, hey, your dick will fucking work again. And then I got Vietnam flashbacks to when I used to work at GNC, and they used to tell me that I should tell that to old men. And I was like, oh my God. Because when I used to work at GNC, they used to sell Nugenix. And part of the selling point was like, hey, if you can't get hard, like, this might help. But like, you had to nonchalantly bring that into the conversation. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because every ad break was a Nugenix ad, but every Nugenix ad break had a different discount code. It was the same ad, but it was like, use code HUNT20, use code MAN40, use code fucking CASH10. And it was like, text this number or some shit. It was stupid. Did you use them? No, but I almost texted the company because I was like, dude, what the fuck would it respond with? It was a different code every time.
So these are not your typical coupon codes. Behind them, you have an influencer that's trying to earn a living, you have a business paying to promote their product, and there's usually a contract binding the two together. Regardless.
Dude, I couldn't get over it too, man. It was just, and she'll like it too. Just say it.
Honey will step in, leak the codes to users, disrupting that business relationship. The result? Not only do brands end up losing money from the leaked discounts, on top of that, they're now forced to pay undeserved commissions to the influencers whose codes got leaked. It's easy to imagine how quickly something like this could spiral out of control. In fact, one business owner on Twitter reported losing $100,000 from this exact issue, and he only realized it happening several months later. It's no laughing matter. And if you think this is a huge win for influencers because they get paid a bunch of undeserved commissions, well, think again.
I mean, we basically pulled all out of the podcast realm because there was really no way to figure out how to attribute any successes or failures.
We basically can't do that anymore because as soon as a code becomes used by one person, it's suddenly used by everybody.
This is a nightmare situation for everyone involved, but not all businesses are affected equally. Honey's actions are especially devastating for small businesses that lack the resources of larger brands. The big retailers can push back. They have dedicated marketing teams, advanced analytic tools, and the legal muscle to respond. Smaller businesses, on the other hand, don't have that luxury. So when a multi-billion-dollar company like PayPal piles on more obstacles, it's not just frustrating, it's downright predatory. In fact, Made in Cookware CEO Chip perfectly summed up the devastating impact Honey's actions can have on a small business.
When you're in the early stages of building a business, you're in the stage of, will this company even work? Is there product market fit? How do I scale this thing? Can the economics work, right? And so all the things we talked about, these discount codes and the kind of removal of attribution and killing margin, like those really affect the early stages of a company, from everything from where do I put the next dollar in to make sure I can survive, down to you're taking 10, 15, 20% of my sales without me wanting it. And we have digital marketing costs, we have shipping costs, we have all these stacks of costs that not only are getting more inflated over time, like FedEx has been raising their rates over time, warehousing.
Well, and being a small business is really hard because you already have to try and have competitive pricing to match other big retailers. And then when Honey's already slashing those codes, that you're still, in a profitable margin, but those codes are kind of making you really like tread the line there on like red and green in terms of profitability. Like it fucks you. Like that's why you don't really see small businesses anymore outside of like rural air, like really rural, that's hard. Really rural areas. Like when you're in the middle of nowhere, there's always like a local coffee shop and all this other shit. Or if you're in big cities, there's a mixture, but kind of like that in between town where you're that kid that hangs out at Walmart on Fridays. Like you never really fucking see small businesses anymore because those big companies that come in just steamroll everybody else. And now like that's hurting even more companies, especially in the online business where you're trying to fucking compete with Amazon. And you're just getting fucked.
Costs have gone up, COGS have gone up, as you know, through inflation for the last 4 or 5 years, right? Like all the cost structures have been going up, and to have someone just stealing and compressing the actual revenue you want, like puts small businesses in a real squeeze. It's just really disappointing, and it doesn't even work because at the end of the day, like you need to make the numbers work. And if Honey is going to steal 10% of your revenue all the time, you're going to have to raise prices at the end of the day to make up for that, right? And so it's not only not effective, but it makes it worse for the consumer. It compresses for the small business owner any margin. And it's just like a really awful business model. Like we've been so mad at them for so long.
Really sad. And Chip's point about the impact to consumers is especially important. If Honey's eroding profit margins from retailers and they're forced to increase prices, well, that ultimately affects consumers. Now, as you'd expect, these businesses don't just let these issues slide. Naturally, they reach out to Honey to complain, asking to be removed from the platform. And that, unfortunately, is where the story takes a much darker turn. You see, Honey is well aware of the inconvenience it creates for these online stores. So when they inevitably reach out to Honey, asking to be removed, does Honey oblige? Of course not. Instead, Honey goes, how about this? We'll give you full control over which coupons go live on our platform, but only if you partner with us. I kid you not.
Yo, that's like some Monopoly Man shit. Like that's like, yo, that's actually crazy. Like, yo, we're not gonna take your shit off, but we will let you put codes, but you have to give us a cut.
In fact, Chip was kind enough to share his email exchanges with Honey from 2020. And you need to see it because holy shit, it's bad. Now, it is a long email chain, so I'm not gonna read the entire thing, but you're welcome to pause to read the bits I skim over. Hi, I am the CEO of Made in Cookware. Please remove us from your app. You've scraped a private friends and family code from our checkout and put it on the platform for others to use. We've lost a bunch of revenue. 4 days later, Honey responds with, hi Chip, thanks for reaching out. Honey supports over 40,000 stores online, and we always prioritize protecting the Honey experience for users by supporting available stores and displaying available codes. We can absolutely remove the code in question. In order to protect the Honey experience for our users, we typically do not remove codes unless we have a working relationship. I mean, right off the bat, they're basically saying, we won't compromise the experience for our users unless you...
But what does the working relationship entail?
Pay us. Classy. We'd love to discuss how we can work more closely and partner with your brand. Chip replies the same day, we don't offer affiliate deals to coupon sites. We'd like to be removed from your site and extension completely. With the sales pitch not going to plan, Honey brings in their global partnerships manager, Kelly Rodek, who explains to Chip that,
hi Chip, jumping in here. Oh my God, bro, the fucking email formality bullshit. Like, I get emails like this where they're like, hey, we could really increase your views. By the way, my name's Brian. Nice to meet you. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. Just talk to me like I'm a regular person, bro. Hi, Chip. Jumping in here. Name's Kelly, and I work on the partnerships team here at Honey. I know this must be a headache, and I'm happy to... What is this fucking cookie cutter ass response, bro? It's like, that's why people hate customer service representatives, because they're literally reading a fucking slot in front of them on like what to say in response to you. Holy shit.
His leak code was added through Honey's user-generated coupon functionality. No surprises there. She completely ignores his request to be removed from the platform, only offering to remove the leaked employee discount. Chip replies the same day, "Our friends and family code was listed on your site. That was an internal code meant for a small group of people that was never published anywhere. Our whole site can't be removed from your app." Honey only responds a week later, confirming they removed the employee discount, but again, completely ignores Chip's request to be removed from Honey. Chip responds immediately, pushing for an answer, but they ignore his email completely. A month later, and Honey leaks another private discount code. "Hi, please remove from your app. That is a private code behind a private employee perk login. This should never be public. I don't understand how you feel taking a private employee perk and making that public to the world is helping our business."
Yo, Kelly Rodak is just dealing with pissed motherfuckers.
Honey responds, confirming they removed the code.
Hi, Chip. Hi, Chip.
But instead of taking responsibility, they try shifting the blame onto Chip, suggesting his employees might be responsible for
Is it possible that a Made-in Cookware employee is a Honey user?
sharing the code with Honey. But given what we know about their system, I'm willing to bet Honey were responsible for the leak.
Bro, it's like that fake ass, it's like being fake nice. Like, I hate that. I'd rather somebody be a dickhead than like fake being nice.
Not Chip's employees. Honey then suggests that Chip creates single-use codes for each and every employee, essentially making it his responsibility to fix a problem they created in the first place. I would be fuming if this were my business. 2 months later, and another private code gets leaked. And once again, Chip asks to be completely removed from the platform. And this time, Honey finally addresses the question. We proudly host a...
Yo, lock in, bro. Stop asking me what's my go-to Wawa order, Bryce. A panini. Oven turkey, pepper jack cheese. If I could get mac on it, I would. Garlic sauce as well is amazing. Then I'm probably going to go... Fuck, man. What else? I mean, it really depends. You know, the drink's up for grabs. It could be a Propel. I could be getting like a vitamin water. I maybe not even get a drink, you know, or like a sugar-free.
Consistent shopping experience for all Honey shoppers who rely on our shopping tools. Therefore, we cannot disable Honey for individual stores and never have.
Would you ever do an ad for Cash App? Brother, why are you asking? I've done 10 ads for Cash App. Lock it!
Never have, huh? Well, that's interesting, because it just so happens that Andrew from TrueGrit Texture Supply also shared his email exchange with Honey. And would you believe it? He was dealing with the exact same Honey employee as Chip.
Hi, Andrew. Thank you for your patience. I'm so sorry that you had an upset experience with our platform, Honey. I'm here to make sure that you love our product and that we can show that we love you. I'm sorry that we leaked your 90% off code that's only for disabled veterans. We're not going to remove it. What we could do is partner with you, and then we'll remove it. We're going to be taking 10% of your annual revenue. Does that sound like a good deal? Best, Kelly.
And while Honey attempted the same sales pitch with Andrew,
we understand merchants may have coupon codes that are exclusive to a certain audience and are happy to work with you to create a solution that is mutually beneficial for both you and Honey users.
They did eventually remove his store from the platform. So yes, it is possible, and yes, they have done it before. Once again, we've caught Honey in yet another calculated and deliberate lie. And make no mistake, it was deliberate because this employee, Kelly, confirmed the removal of Andrew's store just 1 month before assuring Chip that Honey had never removed a store before. Honey clearly has the capability to remove stores, they just choose to enforce that decision selectively. Keep in mind, Honey knows exactly how many of their users are visiting a given store and how much they are spending. So exactly how many
Epic Games? What the fuck is there's honey codes on Epic Games? What are you getting, fucking % off on V-Bucks?
of their users are visiting a given store and how much they are spending. So I'd speculate that this selective enforcement comes entirely down to which stores Honey believes will make them the most money. Now, for the record, I didn't even get through that entire email chain between Chip and Honey. It goes on and on. And this behavior is not an isolated incident. It's a pattern.
When merchants discover their codes have leaked and then they want to clamp down on that, they go to these coupon extensions and plea and request to have their codes removed. And 9 times out of 10, the response is join our affiliate program and you'll have more granular control over that. And so I think merchants tend to feel a little bit as though they're being blackmailed or extorted, because you join the affiliate program and then you have to pay that coupon extension company every time somebody uses a code. And you're doing that in order to have them not share your codes.
I mean, this has got to be one of the most fucked up business models I have ever seen. And let's be real about what's going on here. In my opinion, it's economic extortion. Just think about it. Imagine one day deciding to start your own business. You've saved up all this money and invested it all into this one big idea. You're taking on a huge risk. And as you navigate the daily struggles of running a business, a bad actor sneaks into your store without you ever noticing. They quietly start collecting coupons from your customers and start handing them out at your checkout counter. Then one day, you notice a customer with a voucher that was clearly never intended for them, and you have absolutely no idea how they got it. But when you eventually catch the culprit and demand that they leave your store, they refuse, and there's nothing you can do about it. Knowing this, the bad actor leverages the harm they manufactured by strong-arming you into signing a partnership deal, where the only way to stop the damage they created is by paying them. Honey's business model starts to make a lot more sense now, doesn't it? It makes sense why they dragged 146,000 stores onto their platform and kept quiet about it. Because by doing so, they wedged themselves between those stores and their customers, disrupting, interfering, and ultimately taking control over their coupon strategies. And the only way for those stores to regain some of that control is by paying Honey. I mean, why else would any of these stores partner with and pay Honey if they're already on the platform for free? The answer is simple. The stores don't pay for inclusion, they pay for exclusion, for damage control. It makes sense. Now, to be clear, I'm not suggesting that all of Honey's 35,000 partnered stores were coerced into joining their platform. I'm sure many signed up willingly. After all,
more the big ones. I mean, it really makes sense for like larger stores. Like if you're Amazon or fucking some other company that is, generating millions or billions of dollars of revenue with millions of customers.
Honey does offer a cashback program, which some stores genuinely like to offer users. And just look at the glowing case studies on Honey's website. Some of the numbers they throw around make partnering with Honey look like an absolute no-brainer. Increased average order value, reduced cart abandonment, that's music to the ears of any e-commerce store owner. But of course, if the benefits were truly as good as they say, you'd expect that brands who partner with Honey never look back, right? Well, here's a little statistic Honey doesn't want brands to see, and it's from their own data. This right here is a list of stores that, at some point, tried a partnership with Honey, then decided, yeah, no thanks, and ended the partnership. There's 15,000 of them. That's 15.
Well, because they were probably just giving codes out and then they were losing money and it didn't drive any new customers or increase traffic.
1,000 brands.
So they were just paying Honey to do fucking the same shit that they were already doing.
That at some point were partnered with Honey, but no longer are. And this is based on the limited data I have access to. The actual number is potentially a lot higher. I think that says a lot more about the value Honey can bring to businesses than any of their case studies. Given everything we've uncovered about Honey so far, it really makes you wonder, why on earth would a Fortune 500 company like PayPal sink $4 billion into buying this company? Sure, Honey was making some sweet affiliate revenue, but still, that's a lot of money. To put that price tag into perspective,
wait, they made $100 million in affiliate revenue?
At one point, I have access to more about the value Honey can bring to businesses than any of their case studies. Given everything 500 company like PayPal sank $4,
But still, that's
Oh
a
my
lot
God.
of on you. That's a lot Honey was making.
Annual revenues of $100 million. Bro, this company was raking in cash.
Some sweet affiliate revenue, but still, that's a lot of money. To put that price tag into perspective, the platform you're watching this on, YouTube, was acquired for just $1.6 billion. Combine that with the acquisitions of Instagram and Twitch, and it still equates to less.
Yeah, Twitch be setting money on fire though. This company don't make shit. Like I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. Twitch is like constantly thinking like, how do we make this profitable?
Than what PayPal paid for Honey, a coupon browser extension. Well, Honey brought more to the table for PayPal than its ability to churn out mountains of cash. They also had 17 million users worth of data, and as it turns out, lots of it. Remember in the last episode how I said, if a product's free, it's likely you're the product? Well, we're at that part of the story now. You see, while Honey was handing out bottom of the barrel coupon
I didn't hear that from him. Because I feel like I've been saying that for years. But I didn't know he said that in the last video.
codes, they were also tracking your shopping habits and collecting a ton of data along the way. In fact, Amazon of all companies began warning users that Honey was a security risk, stating, Honey tracks your private shopping behavior, collects data like your order history and items saved, and can read and change any of your data on any website you visit. They even recommended uninstalling the extension. That was somewhat surprising to me, given how much Honey played into the whole "you can trust us with your data" narrative.
Actually free, not like selling all your personal data free.
Does Honey sell user data?
No.
That mother, I fucking hate, yo, if you ever see that motherfucker, know he's lying, bro. This is the same. If you ever wonder why every video they have the same old fuck that's doing the fucking thing, it's because he's a guy that's hired to do it. You can't know on a fucking lie detector whether or not they actually lied that fast. It's inaccurate. It's random. It's basically a toss of a coin. That's why, what is that? What are they called? What is this called? What is this called? What is that fucking machine called? Oh my God, it pisses me off so much when I see these videos. Lie detector test videos are just wrong. Like, it's a lie detector, but it's called something. Yeah, polygraph test. You can't tell, like, that fast. That's why they get this guy, is because he's the most, like, legitimate. But, like, you can't ask somebody a question, them answer, and then a second later him go, true, lie, false. Like, it's just up in the air.
This prompted me to investigate Honey's data collection practices, and what I found was, unsurprisingly at this point, pretty darn concerning. Hilariously, the first thing I noticed when auditing Honey's website was that they explicitly
probably paid that guy $1,000, bro. I mean, like, I don't know. It's just like they're interviewing the CEO of Honey or whatever, and they're like, does Honey sell user data? No. True. True. Next question. True.
They assured users that, hey, what we don't do is sell or share your data. But the moment you click the link to their privacy policy, the first thing you see is how we share your data. Excuse me? Red flag number one. Now, this privacy policy was packed with vague language when it came to what data they were collecting and how they were sharing it. So I dug deeper and came across this incredible investigation by a German nonprofit called Data Request, who advocate for data privacy online. And they dug into Honey's data collection practices by submitting what's known as a GDPR right of access request. For those unfamiliar, under European law, anyone living in Europe can ask a company, no matter where it's located, for a copy of all the personal data that company has collected on them. So, two of their members, Benny and Malta, both Honey users, each submitted a GDPR request. Their data revealed that Honey was systematically tracking their browsing activity across every website it considered to be an online store. They also collected timestamps, unique user IDs, device IDs, operating system info, geolocation details, and the full URL of the page visited. Now, Data Request showed that from these logs alone, Honey could infer some incredibly personal insights about a user. Here are just a few examples from Benny's data that was collected in 2020. Honey could see that on February 13th at 2:57 PM, Benny viewed an iFixit guide on how to swap the DVD lens on a Nintendo Wii. They could see that Benny checked an AliExpress order 13 times, his order ID fully visible, including the fact he opened a dispute for the order. They could see he had a Microsoft Family plan and that he added a new family member to his Office 365 account. Honey also knew that Benny looked for an Airbnb in Berlin for 2 adults from the 4th to the 5th of March. And apparently Benny had issues with his iPhone because he viewed an Apple support page on how to reset his passcode. On March 23rd at around 5 PM,
Benny watched a documentary called Scanning the Pyramids on CuriosityStream, a service he subscribed to just an hour.
Oh, it's literally just stalking his life. Like, this is crazy.
Earlier through YouTuber Tom Scott's affiliate link. And apparently Benny's a gamer because he redeemed a game on Steam with the serial code 5HGP6. You get the point. All that information could be
Yo, it tracked the Steam code he used for a game.
inferred from just 27 page views. But in total, Honey collected over 2,500 pages of web activity between just February and May of 2020.
On him alone. On him alone? 2,591 pages?
20, meaning what I just read to you represents only 1% of the total data Honey collected within a 3-month window.
It just tracked what he did every day.
That is insane. Now, while Benny willingly registered an account with Honey, Malta, on the other hand, didn't. Yet Honey collected the same data from him as
Motherfucker said, I'm never eating honey again.
well, suggesting whether you
like it's some brain worm.
formally register an account with Honey or simply installed the extension, Honey was harvesting the same data regardless. Huge shout out to Data Request for their work. I'll link their full investigation below. They also have a great tool where eligible consumers can easily request a copy of their data from companies like Honey and also request to have that data deleted. Definitely check that out and consider supporting their nonprofit. So as you can see, it starts to make a lot more sense why a company like PayPal would fork out so much money for this platform. Honey was sitting on a treasure trove of data that provided detailed insights into its users' shopping habits. Honey could see what users were buying, how they shopped, what they searched for, the decisions they made before checkout, and even the services they considered but didn't purchase. That information is invaluable to a payments platform like PayPal. But don't just take my word for it. Here's Honey's former senior manager of partnerships, Daniel Pilkington, discussing the benefits of Honey's data for their partnered merchants.
You know, one of the metrics that we assess very frequently for merchants that work with Honey.
Yeah, because if you're a company that works with Honey, they'll give you all that info about users to help you recommend products to them to increase sales.
Honey is, you know, cross-store shopping. So, you know, how many other stores is a user visiting as well as the store in question? You know, are they going to 6 stores? Are they going to 7 stores? Are they going to 10 stores before they make a decision on where to purchase?
And here's another former senior partnerships manager.
So like one of the things we have insight into at Honey, because we're a browser extension and we can see our shoppers and how they shop, is that shoppers love to cross-site comparison shop. You know, we're really kind of following the shopper where they go, and we're with them every step of the way. We have all sorts of tools to make those consumers stickier to those direct-to-consumer brands.
And here's a former PayPal executive discussing how beneficial the data is for their goals.
We've got a full...
Yo, what is with all these fucking, like, old heads that work at these fucking companies using these dumbass Zoom green screen backgrounds being like, so yeah, like marketing's like a big thing. Like Honey, like, dude, you don't know if they're at like 9 stores or like 10 stores. And like Honey, like knows if you're like they can provide that for you of like, what, like, so say you're like selling like a shirt, like maybe they're looking for a shirt on like 4 different websites. Like, yo, like you don't even need, like you could replace this guy with ChatGPT. Like actually.
It goes.
We've got a full suite of solutions across our consumer platforms that help drive new customers, that help drive loyalty, that help drive conversion, and ultimately sales lift. And we have a lot
buzzwords, just buzzwords, bro.
A lot of analytics and a lot of data, a lot of shopper data, obviously, and that's something that we can unlock on behalf of our partners.
You've got to hand it to Honey. They've truly mastered the art of selling bullshit narrative.
What the fuck is a buzzword? Shit you say that makes people pay attention and makes you sound smart.
To use
is what I would say in that example. So, like, yeah, we have, like, a culmination of different properties that we're able to, like, you know, fork over to a customer in a sense of, like, giving them, like, some sort of leisure on whether or not they're able to, like you're just yapping. Like, it's just,
they promise
you're just saying words.
Privacy.
You're saying words that go, oh. Like, buzzwords for a crypto guy would be like, you know, like, actually, we've seen, like, a lot of dips here, but, like, you're able to, like, pull out. I can't give buzzwords for crypto. I don't know why I use that as an example. What could I do for, like, buzzwords? Like, a buzzword is something that's relevant to the situation that just makes it seem like you know what you're talking about and also that your product's good.
Saying, hey, we never sell or share your data. But to their merchants, they literally bragged about how much of your data they had and how it could be leveraged to provide them.
Yeah, like if I'm just trying to talk about investments, I'm like, yeah, so like the S&P 500 and the 401k, it's like Really, like the Roth IRA is like really growing here. It's like, you know, like you're going to have like extended returns. It's just like price cost averaging at the end of the day. All you really got to do is like understand that like when it's down, it's honestly going to be back up in a sense of like right now we're sitting at like a 5%, like 8.
With valuable insights into your shopping habits. It's genuinely astounding. Now, for clarity, those interviews were all recorded after PayPal's acquisition of Honey. So, is this simply a case of a corporate giant turning a once well-intentioned startup into a data harvesting machine? Nope. In fact, data collection was part of Honey's game plan well before they were acquired by PayPal. This right here is Honey's pitch deck to investors from back in 2015. On the business model slide, Honey clearly labels personalized offers to consumers based on cross-site comparison shopping data as a core component of their business strategy. And on the very next slide, proudly entitled Our Unfair Advantage, it explicitly states Honey's unique data allows us to predict what each user is about to buy, when they intend to purchase, and how much they are willing to pay. They even itemized the data collected as user behavioral data, stores visited, products viewed, and of course, your purchase history. So not only was data collection top of mind from the very beginning, but they were already actively collecting it and pitching that data to investors as a valuable asset. For years, Honey framed data collection as minimal and purely in service of saving users money. Well, it appears they were full of shit. And to be clear, I'm not suggesting that Honey was selling your data to third parties for cash. Well, at least I found no evidence of that. But were they quietly monetizing your data behind the scenes, sharing insights with partnered merchants while conveniently leaving that detail out of their privacy policy? Well, it sure looks that way to me. One thing is for certain, however, and that's that Honey sold your data to PayPal, one of the largest online payment platforms.
Dude, Honey was bought for $4 billion.
The world. PayPal didn't spend billions of dollars for a simple coupon extension. They were buying a window into your life as a consumer. And here's why that should worry you.
PayPal launches an ad network. PayPal has a
well, and then PayPal's able to use that for their own platform as well.
Launching an ad network that will sell ads leveraging the data it collects on the purchase history and spending of its 400 million users. This change would also likely affect users of PayPal subsidiaries like Venmo and Honey, and I believe there's more as well, but I'm not surprised Honey's in there.
Nice. This is like terrible.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Now, to make this whole data collection issue 100 times worse, something else caught my eye while reading through Honey's privacy policy. Right at the very bottom, Honey states that, quote, "We created Honey for the exclusive use of adults 18 and older, and we don't knowingly collect or solicit personal information from children." Yeah, you see, now there's just one problem with that.
I have a challenge for all of you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, anybody watching Mr. Beast signing up for that shit's like probably like 13.
Go to every computer in your house, your mom's, your dad's, your sister, your brother's computer, and install Honey.
That's
yo, yo, take your parents' credit card and just start buying shit with the Honey extension, bro. You need to do it. You'll be added to a Mr. Beast video. Oh fuck. Oh fuck, I gotta do that right now.
Right, not only did Honey and PayPal knowingly collect data from minors, but they intentionally targeted them in their
targeted them to just go install it on their entire family's devices.
That's not just unethical, it's potentially illegal in numerous jurisdictions. Many countries have very strict regulations when it comes to the collection of personal data from minors, and for good reason. Therefore, if you intend on having minors use your product, many jurisdictions require that you obtain parental consent first. But this adds all kinds of technical and legal complexities, which is why many platforms simply limit the use of their service to adults only in their privacy policy, which was Honey's approach. But if Honey were genuinely trying to avoid having kids on their platform, they probably shouldn't have sponsored one of the most popular influencers in the world, whose key demographic of followers is, well, this.
Bro, I deadass. Mr. Beast!
Is, well, this.
Just like one mom in the fucking in the frame.
But Honey did sponsor Mr. Beast, and those videos garnered a whopping 3 billion views.
Yo, I do think that Mr. Beast's demographic has gotten younger and younger, man. Like, I think the average YouTuber, your audience gets old. I mean, I actually don't know. I feel like my audience genuinely has gotten older. Just because I think people that watched me before still watch me, so I think I've had I've maintained an audience and then they've aged. But I think MrBeast's entirely new audience is like 10, bro. Like, I feel like the more and more I watch him, the more and more it feels like just like an attention grab of like, cut, zoom, bright colors, screaming. It's just like, holy fuck, man.
Making him Honey's #1 sponsor.
It's unreal.
In fact, according to my data,
yeah, dopamine maxing, and it's like, dude, it's like toddler shit, man.
MrBeast sponsorships represent.
And I'm not dissing MrBeast. It's like, it's what's needed to capture the most viewers because it works for kids, adults, middle-aged people. It works for anybody, bro. Like, people just watch MrBeast. Like, I'll watch MrBeast videos, but it's just like it's more and more geared for like short attention span. And that garners like kids. Like, that's like where you're gonna get like 9-year-olds.
1/3 of Honey's total sponsored views on YouTube. But it wasn't just MrBeast. Honey sponsored many channels whose content was, in my opinion, clearly targeted at minors. They sponsored Minecraft channels, Roblox channels, cartoon channels. I mean, just watch this video and tell me it's not targeted at children.
This video is sponsored by Honey.
If Honey wanted to target minors,
what the fuck was that, bro? That seemed like that was for like 5-year-olds. What are you gonna get a toddler to go fucking install Honey on your parents' computer?
Badly, they should have just sponsored one. Oh,
that was like literally like some Cocomelon. I feel like I was watching like a fucking PBS, like just a regular ass, like Sesame Street was on. That was an ad.
In a minute, that's exactly what they did. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Desiree Machado, who at the time was just 14 years old.
Guys, I'm only 14.
Hilariously, one of her videos that Honey sponsored is appropriately titled Back to School. Honey even ran her sponsored segment as a paid advert on YouTube. Now, speaking of paid adverts, let's quickly circle back to that MrBeast ad, because of all the evidence, this has got to be the single worst example of Honey intentionally targeting minors. Let me play it again.
I have a challenge for all of you. Go to every computer in your house, your mom's, your dad's, your sister, your brother's computer, and install.
And hit it with a hammer because you need the Lenovo gaming laptop powered by an Intel Core CPU. When you get that laptop, you're gonna go to the browser search, Google Chrome, and you're gonna add
Honey.
They are literally encouraging kids to install a browser extension that tracks and collects data onto every computer in their household, including those belonging to their siblings. That is fucking insane. And the emojis? I mean, come on. And look, this is not a good look for MrBeast either. Influencers have a duty of care to ensure that any advertising they engage in is compliant with relevant advertising laws, especially when your audience skews young. Of course, I did reach out to MrBeast and his team for comment, but never heard back from them. Now, in case...
Yeah, I think it depends. Like, in MrBeast's case, it was clearly targeting children. I think for people like Ludwig, like, he was just doing the ad, and it wasn't... Like, Honey gave MrBeast that prompt being like, we want to get kids to use Honey. Whereas, like, the average, like, Linus Tech Tips video, bro, it's just like, all right, just shout out Honey.
You're still not convinced that this was intentional because, I don't know, perhaps Honey had a rogue marketing team that was poorly aligned with upper management. Well... Here's a few words from Honey's former president, Joanne Bradford, talking about the benefits of working with MrBeast.
We launched it with gamers playing YouTube on their desktop and a little gamer called MrBeast. So we were his first advertiser. And we did a deal with him. His collective ads, I think, have been seen, you know, I'm going to say billions, 3+ close to 4 billion times.
Wow.
Every kid in America knows what Honey is. Every kid in America was telling their moms and their dads they needed to download, you know, Honey in order to save money.
Oh, they weren't just telling their mums and dads to install Honey. They were installing it themselves. My 5-year-old brother installed Honey on his computer.
Bro, that's crazy. That's fucking crazy. Kids started saving money earlier and earlier these days. Bro, how did they even explain to a 5-year-old how to install a browser extension?
Wow, kids start
I feel like I would not be able to do
saving money earlier and earlier these days. And here's Honey's co-founder, Ryan Hudson, discussing how Honey leveraged the credibility that influencers have with their audience.
We learned how to work with influencers, in particular on YouTube, to lean into the credibility that they have with their audiences, the ability to speak the language of their audience, and it's been incredible for us. And so we've done, if you watch YouTube or you have kids that watch YouTube, they have seen, if you watch Mr. Beast,
it's a lot of honey.
A lot of honey.
This was no accident. Honey's leadership knew what they were doing and they knew it worked well. That Mr. Beast ad alone has 118 million paid ad views, the highest of any Honey ad on YouTube, which strongly suggests it was also their best performer. Honey likely invested millions into this ad alone. Honestly, it's genuinely shocking they've gotten away with it for so long. Now, given everything we've uncovered so far, you might be wondering how on earth there could be more to this investigation. Well, while Honey was the first extension of its kind, unfortunately, they certainly weren't the last.
Surfshark?
There are now hundreds of coupon and cashback extensions. And while I haven't investigated all of them to the same extent that I have with Honey, many of them engage in similar behavior, especially when it comes to poaching affiliate commissions. And that's why there are now multiple class action lawsuits targeting these other companies. Influencers haven't just been
did that one say Klarna?
Losing money to one sleazy salesman at checkout, they've been losing money to an army of them. In my opinion, these extensions are nothing but leeches. They are parasites in the world of e-commerce. In fact, I've encountered so much shady behavior with these extensions that I felt it was necessary to create my own browser extension to alert me anytime an affiliate cookie is loaded onto my browser. It's called Cookie Guard, and it's especially helpful because some of these extensions will load their affiliate link in ways that are
that's actually pretty fucking fire.
Completely invisible to the user. For example, if you click to copy a coupon on Honey, it looks like a harmless feature because you don't see that sneaky tab opening in the corner, but with Cookie Guard installed, you can see that behind the scenes, they are quietly stuffing their cookie through what's known as a hidden iframe. You can Google it. Even worse, I found that the extension Karma Now would stuff their cookie the moment you landed on a checkout page. Completely automated, no interaction with their extension required. They also had a system that could detect when you used a competitor's extension, like Honey, and they would wait for that extension's affiliate link to load.
Damn, dude, cookies, I remember I never even understood what cookies were when I was a kid. I would just accept all that shit. I feel like even most adults do that, man. Now I'll go through the pain of looking like additional extra and then unclick everything and hit save.
Then immediately
so they don't track shit.
Override it with their own. Again, no interaction.
All right, I think the rest of this is an ad. Well, or not an ad. He's not getting paid, but it's about the cookies, which is a fucking sick ass thing. Cookie Guard. I might install that. Gmoss and not for the sub. W fucking video though. All right, chat. We're calling that there. W fucking stream.